to something that is relevant to the entire country when we're talking about the elections, because 6 phases of the 7-phase Lok Sabha elections are now over. The last phase, remember, is just around the corner. It's scheduled for the 1st of June. But let's talk about voter turnout, because in general, we've been witnessing a decline in turnout this election. During the 6th phase, which took place yesterday, the overall approximate voter turnout was recorded at 61.76%. Now remember, this number will see a change when the Election Commission comes out with their final tally. Now during this phase, 58 seats had gone to the polls across 8 states and union territories. The highest turnout was 80.06%, and it was recorded in the state of West Bengal. New Delhi, where all 7 seats voted in a single phase, which was yesterday, saw a very low voter turnout of only about 58.03%. Now, Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, they also recorded significantly low turnouts with 55.24% and 54.03% accordingly. The 6th phase of elections so far has seen the lowest turnout at this point. We're crossing over to my colleague Nikhil to get us more on this. Nikhil, you were there yesterday. You were talking to people in Delhi who were voting. Tell us more about, what they said about why there was such a low voter turnout. Of course, one of the main reasons that we've been seeing during this election is an impact of the heat wave.
Well, heat wave is just one of the major primary factors, as you have rightly mentioned, but there are other factors as well which are equally responsible. We have spoken to a number of voters this time across the part of the NCR city. They have been saying that this time there are a lack of issues. The political parties are not raising the ground root issues which actually concerns them. They already have seen the issues which are mostly political, which are irrelevant for them. And these were some of the things which were, contributing to this particular lower turnout so far, which has been recorded in the capital city. And if we talk about the number in particular, last time around, that means in the year 2019, 60.60% was the average voter turnout. But in the year 2024, that means this time it is even lower than what we have achieved last time. And this time, if we talk about the capital city, 58%, around 58% is the voter turnout which has been recorded. And the highest in the capital city has been recorded in Northeast constituency, which is of Manoj Tiwari constituency. He was contesting against Congress's Kanhaiya Kumar. And the lowest has been recorded in the New Delhi constituency, where Bansuri Swaraj is contesting for the very first time against Aam Aadmi Party's Somnath Bharti. So if the capital city is not encouraging in number, then you can imagine the situation outside the capital city. But the numbers are encouraging and impressive, so to say, which are coming in very well from the West Bengal, where around 80% voting has been recorded so far in the 6th phase. So these are the things which are to be seen, which are to be observed as well. But yes, not just heat wave, but the lack of issues and the weakening of the opposition as well is equally responsible for the low voter turnout. Aisha.
That's pretty interesting, Nikhil. Do stay with us. So what you're saying primarily is that the crux of this is not just the heat wave, but also people don't seem to think that the governments are focusing on the right issues. So they're sort of rebelling against the governments, and therefore they're not coming out to vote for the people who are in power and to see if they can vote in somebody else instead. When it comes to the elections as well, the Election Commission has been taking some measures to ensure that there is a higher voter turnout. In Delhi, what were the measures that you saw in place on the ground?
Well, there were a couple of measures which were taken by the Election Commission of India, in fact, to curb the heat wave as well. Many of the things were provided by the Election Commission. In fact, the polling stations were made in such a way that the voter who are coming to vote at that particular point, they should also receive water as well. And there were other proper arrangements which were equally made for the heat waves as well. And the directions were given out to all the people that they have to come out in large number. But despite all that, as you have rightly mentioned, as we have said this in the very start, the voters were not enthusiastically enough. They were saying that the issues which are being shown on the mainstream side, they are irrelevant from either of the political side, be it from the Bharatiya Janata Party or the Aam Aadmi Party. And this time what we also observed that the election was by and large dull in the capital city, and this was reflected because only few were seen coming out to vote. And they were also saying that this time there is a lack of topic as well. There are no issues which are actually talking
All right,
about the
Nikhil,
vote.
thank you so much for joining us and bringing us that update. We'll have to leave it with that, but we will return to you for more of an analysis on